Today we will discuss about theoretical framework and hypothesis development. Already we discussed about the research process and normally research begins with the identification of the research problems. So then the research problem resolves, right? Research problems resource around understanding how different dimensions of service quality, because today we will discuss about uh, service quality, right? Example, we can see our service quality, right? Impact of service on customer satisfaction, right? So, right. So then impact of service quality on customer satisfaction among the undergraduate, the students at the Faculty of Management Studies and Commerce. So then this is the example. So how we can identify the problem here. The research problem revolves around understanding how different dimensions of service quality influence the customer satisfaction in service-oriented industry, right? So then uh, when customers are getting the service, so not only they are getting the service, even from that service they are getting satisfaction as well. So then that service always influence on their satisfaction. So that this is the right the case. Despite extensive research in this field, because there are a lot of research available in this field, there remains gaps in a comprehensively linking specific service quality dimensions to overall customer satisfaction. Right. So then the research problem we can say already there are a lot of researches available. So then why we want to do the same research? Even though the previous researchers try to identify uh, the impact, but there are gaps available. Right? The comprehensive linking the specific service in the quality dimensions to overall customer satisfaction. Not only that, even in the context of Yashna University undergraduate students, well, there are still gaps available, right? So that's why this study aims to bridge that gap by examining the impact of tangibility, reliability, responsiveness, assurance, and empathy on customer satisfaction. And this study aims to bridge that gap by examining the impact of tangibility, reliability, responsiveness, assurance, and empathy on customer satisfaction. Now you may think about when we talk about the service quality, why do we want to include these dimensions, right? Tangibility, reliability, responsiveness, assurance, and empathy. So this is normally people may think about when we talk about the service quality. Normally the researchers try to consider these right factors or dimensions like tangibility, reliability, responsiveness, assurance, and empathy. So how they can include, because there are a lot of aspects available related to the service quality. Why do researchers normally incorporate these dimensions in the studies? You also may have that kind of a questions. The answer is that because this is based on the theory. That's why theoretical framework means normally when we write to incorporate any concepts or variable in the research, previous researchers already have right uh, developed some theories. So then this also we can see that theory. I will show you later, right? So the theoretical underpinning of this research is based on the circle model developed by Parasuraman, Sethamal, and Berry, right? So in 1988, there's a service quality model developed by these three researchers by India's research study. Research is based on the SERQ. This is a very popular model related to the service quality. A very popular model that is normally it is called as the SERQ model. SERQ means service, qual means quality. They took these first four letters of the service and the four first four letters of the quality, and together they call it as a circle model, right? Service quality model. In short term, they use it as a circle model. This is a very popular model. That is the theory they have created in 1988. This model identifies five key dimensions of service quality, right? This model identifies five key dimensions of service quality. So then tangibility, reliability, responsiveness, assurance, and temper. These are the popular dimensions, right? Uh, they identified in their study, and still in the research of service quality, these dimensions are included, right? The circular model has been widely used. Circular model has been widely used in service quality research and provides a robust framework for analyzing how these dimensions affect customer satisfaction. Now you can understand that their theory normally from the theory only they can incorporate this dimension. So then now the research questions from the problem here. What is the problem? Problem is understanding how different dimensions of service quality influence on customer satisfaction in service-oriented industry. Right? Despite extensive research in this field, even as I said, there are a lot of research available, but remain right. There are remains gaps in the comprehensively linking the specific service quality dimensions to overall customer satisfaction. So still there are some gaps about gaps in knowledge gaps means it's very difficult to understand the comprehensive link of these service quality dimension to overall customer satisfaction. And specifically, this gap is available in this context of Lefferts University undergraduates, right? So that's why we can say the title, Impact of Service Quality on Customer Satisfaction among uh, the undergraduate students at the Faculty of Management Studies and Commerce. Right? So this may be the title. So normally when we create the title always reflect the research, right? So then here is important concepts are reflecting in the title. When we see the title, simply the people can understand about the research because the title always reflects the uh, concept in the research. Here the concepts are you can understand the service quality, right? So one concept. And another one concept is the customer satisfaction. And the context also we should understand. The study try to understand when they try to create the research, then they try to incorporate the concepts. So understand undergraduate students at the faculty of University, right? This may be the context. So when we see the title, we can understand this research all about the service quality and customer satisfaction, but the context in the Japan University undergraduate students, right? So then based on that, this example now you can understand how they try to identify the problem because why they want to do that research, this kind of research, why do they want to initiate this research. The research problem resolves around understanding how different dimensions of service quality. So again I am repeating to give a more understanding to you. The research problem revolves around understanding how different dimensions of service quality influence customer satisfaction, right? Understanding how different dimensions of service quality influence customer satisfaction in a service-oriented industry. In a service-oriented industry. So then here, despite extensive research in this field, there are a lot of research already have conducted related to the service quality and customer satisfaction, but there are remains gap in comprehensively linking the specific service quality dimensions to overall price. So this is the problem because understanding the connection, comprehensive link, right? Specific service quality dimensions to overall customer satisfaction in the context of the university, right? So we can simply we can add some word the context of the the tools. This may be the research problem. Now you can understand research problem is there is a knowledge gap. So then researchers try to initiate some research to fulfill that gap. So then from now simple this is simple example now how you can create a research problem because when you are going to do a research you have to identify the research problem first. So then research problem is very narrow, right? Narrow one related to because the research problem only talking about service quality. As we mentioned in the title, you can see it's trying to talk about service quality dimension and overall customer satisfaction, right? In the context of the Afghan industry context. So then now you see these are the three important right concepts normally considered in the research problem, right? So then we cannot have a wider problems. Only we try to have some specific problems. So the specific problem here, the service quality dimensions to overall customer satisfaction in the undergraduate, in the context of the Afghan University undergraduate is unclear. So then that is the problem, unclear about the connection, how it is, the service quality is impacting on the overall customer satisfaction in the context of Japanese university undergraduate is undergraduate students is unclear. That is the problem. Now again, I repeated that you can understand the research problem is the impact of service quality on the customer satisfaction in the context of Japanese university undergraduate is unclear. So there's a problem. They want to find the answers, right? So from this problem, they can create a research questions. How does tangibility influence customer satisfaction in the service quality, service industry, right? How does tangibility influence customer satisfaction in the service industry, right? So one question. Another question, how does reliability influence? Because these dimension already we have identified from the circle model, the theory, right? This theory already available because we can include whatever right concept from the theories. Theory means already previous researchers have developed the theories. Scientifically, they have proved these are the dimensions normally influence on or considered as the these are the factors considered as the important dimensions of service quality from the previous researchers. So now you see the research question, how does, because research problem again we want to connect. The research problem says remains unclear. The link of this specific tangibility, reliability, responsiveness, assurance, and empathy, how these specific dimensions are right linking with the customer satisfaction is unclear. Unclear because remind understanding is unclear, right? So that's why we are going to find the answer. How does tangibility influence customer satisfaction in the service world? Now you can understand one question is how does tangibility influence customer satisfaction in the service industry? Second one, how does reliability influence customer satisfaction in the service industry? Third one, how does responsiveness influence customer satisfaction in the service industry? Fourth one, how does assurance influence customer satisfaction in the service industry? And fifth one, how does empathy influence customer satisfaction in the service industry? Right? Tangibility, reliability, responsiveness, assurance, and empathy. Right? Clear? So then, based on the previous problem, right? So research problem, then research questions developed. So then research objectives. So how does tangibility influence customer satisfaction in the service quality? So to analyze the relationship between tangibility and customer satisfaction, or to analyze the uh, uh, analyze the influence of tangibility, right? So there are different terms I have used because we can use uh, the same. So then here is you analyze. So for the understanding, we can put the same words. Evaluate the influence of, right? Influence of tangible on customers, right? So another alternative way also we can write this objective to examine the effect of reliability on customer satisfaction. We are give the reliability. For the right uniqueness, you can use this again. We can say the to evaluate, examine, evaluate different right terms we can use to evaluate the influence. Again, we can use same influence of reliability on customer satisfaction. We can write that one, right? To evaluate the influence of responsiveness, to evaluate the influence of responsiveness on customer satisfaction. Evaluate the impact of impact. Again, we can use same words, right? So evaluate the influence of assurance on customer satisfaction. Then to investigate the influence of empathy on customer satisfaction. Investigate or evaluate. Evaluate the influence of empathy. So now you can understand there is a connection. The problem always try to connect the service quality dimensions, customer satisfaction. Right? Questions also says how does tangibility, reliability, responsiveness, assurance, empathy. So by having these questions, our research objectives, right now you can understand, to evaluate the influence of tangibility on customer satisfaction, to evaluate the influence of reliability on customer satisfaction, to evaluate the influence of responsiveness on customer satisfaction, to evaluate the influence of assurance on customer satisfaction, and to evaluate the influence of empathy on customer satisfaction, right? So here the theoretical underpinning. Normally we use that term, so theoretical underpinning in the sense based on the theory. These concepts are included in this study. What is the theory? As we discussed, is the theory created by Parasuraman, Sitham, and Berry. Right? Sitham and Berry. So the theoretical underpinning for this theory is based on the circular model. Right? Based on the circular model. That's a theory. Service quality model as a theory developed by these three authors in 1988. This model identified 5 key dimensions of service quality. Right? This model identifies 5 key dimensions of service quality. They are tangibility, reliability, responsiveness, assurance, and impact. The circle model has been widely used in service quality research and provides a robust framework for analyzing how these dimensions affect customer satisfaction. Right. So then now you see, uh, based on this theoretical underpinning, right? So then we can find the variables and the relations. So then here the independent variable, then the term as we discussed earlier, the antecedents, right? Tangibility. So then what is the meaning of the tangibility? Dimensions of service quality. Tangibility means physical aspects of the service. Physical aspect of the service. You all know that service normally intangible in character, but there are some physical aspects normally they include to give a visibility to the service, such as facilities, equipment, appearance of personnel. So then that can right contribute to the service quality. So then they consider this tangibility aspect of the particular service. Then reliability. Reliability means the ability to perform the promised service dependably and accurately. Right? Reliable service. As they promised, they are providing the better service. Or they try to measure whether they are providing the reliable service consistently. Yeah? So then that is the reliability. And responsiveness. Responsiveness means the willingness to help customers and provide prompt service. How they are response, how weak they are response, how willingness to respond. When you are getting the service, right? What about their service responsiveness? How they are responding to your service request or your service, and how they are responding to you. Another dimension is assurance. Assurance means employees' knowledge and courtesy. Employees' knowledge and courtesy, and the ability to inspire and trust and confidence. So then assurance means how they are giving that kind of service to trust, right? So then when you are getting the service, always so you try to get the service again and again if you are trusting. Right. So that's assurance, employees' knowledge and courtesy and their ability to inspire trust and confidence. And empathy. Empathy is providing caring, individualized attention to customers. So then empathy means how they are treating the customer, how they are understanding the customers request in the customer's point of view. So that's why they can give a care, right? Individualized attention to customers because every customers are unique and their needs and preferences are different. And if they have an empathy only, the service providers can read the customers individually. They try to provide the service individually to fulfill their needs. So then these all are the independent methods. So that's why again we can use the term as independent variable because tangible is independent, right? That is the organization is having the facilities, organization is having the reliability, organization has the responsiveness as well. And empathy, everything is the organization is provide. So then that is independent, right? So the researchers or the customers cannot influence on that. This is independent. So then another one is the dependent. So the dependent variable, now you can see the consequent variable. Consequent variable means due to the independent variable, this is happening. That's why it's a consequent of the service quality. So what is the consequent of the service quality? That is the customer satisfaction. The overall contentment of customers with the service provided. Overall contentment, how they feel about the service. Right. So then this is a dependent variable and independent variable we have identified. Okay. Now, relationship between the variable. So then tangibility, customer satisfaction, higher tangibility, better physical aspects is hypothesized to lead to higher customer satisfaction. Reliability and customer satisfaction also we can see greater reliability. That means consistent, accurate service is expected to enhance the customer satisfaction. Responsiveness, customer satisfaction, increased responsiveness from helpful service is presumed to improve customer satisfaction. And assurance. So, as a customer satisfaction, strong assurance, right? That means trust and confidence inspired by employees is likely to boost customer satisfaction. So, the customer empathy and customer, greater empathy, personalized and caring service is anticipated to raise customer satisfaction. Now, based on these relationships, we can formulate a hypothesis. Right? We based how the hypothesis created already we have discussed. Hypothesis is a statement of relationship between the variable. So now relationship between this variable we can see tangibility, customer satisfaction, reliability, customer satisfaction, and these are the relationship. And based on this relationship, then they can write a hypothesis, right? So then from next class onwards, we will discuss about the conceptual model and the hypothesis.